All aboard! For this stagecoach is about to move out. It is for everyone that has potential and would love to be a superstar. Yeah, buddy, this stagecoach is leaving for Fun Timesville. And the Lord God is your driver. To see that we have a safe trip. Holla!
Friday nights at 12:30, 9:30 on Saturday morning.
All aboard! All aboard! All aboard!
Say, look ahead. Be there on Comcast C2 TV. I'll see you there.
Good afternoon and welcome to the AC Fun Time Superstar. At first, I'd like for Elder Colleytown to tell us exactly what she's doing because I think she's doing an excellent job. And then we're going to talk to a superstar here in the middle. And the young lady, I'm calling her young lady because she spoke at the meeting, Elder Colley's first meeting. And I'm not going to get into what took place. I'm going to give Elder Colleytown the privilege of telling you that. But Elder Colleytown, before we get started, you're the star today. What's going on?
Well, you know, I appreciate that. And what's going on today? Well, today we have our Tech Up, Step Up program. And it's a pilot program that we started to get the elders to share the wisdom through art with the young people. And it's an exchange of knowledge. And the young people will actually help the elders with technology. So today we had a lot of young people here. We had a lot of elders who shared a lot of wisdom. And so that's what we're gonna be doing. It's an ongoing. It is called Tech Up, Step Up. It's, you know, the Gullah Geechee Angel Network has been trying for years to get this together. And now God has finally given us the opportunity to make sure that we bring all our friends together and we share in our wisdom and the art that we have in our communities, because we got everything we need. All our resources are here, and we are at the Calvary Senior Citizen Building, and we're utilizing that building for this effort, for the Tech Up, Step Up program.
Elder Colleytown, I'm seeing big things happen. I'm excited. Would you give a little information as to how can they get in touch with you? And I invite you to please get involved with this project because it's going to actually take us to a whole new level that we have never thought about going.
Yes, you could actually get in touch with them. You can email ctown, ctowne90@hotmail.com. You can Facebook Elder Colleytown on Facebook, or you can Facebook Arthur Chisholm with AC Fun Time Superstar, and Arthur will be riding a white horse. You can also get in touch with some of the board members, Lisa Wineglass Smalls. You can get her on Facebook, and also one of our younger leaders who are helping us to get the word out to the young people. You can get in touch with our KUA page, and that's on Facebook.
Okay, Elder Colleytown, I would love for you to introduce this superstar. And then we've got another superstar that we're going to bring on right after this. And many of you remember her, and I'm not going to even call her name. I want to keep you in suspense. I want you to be excited because this, I'm going to call her a young lady. Young girl.
Arthur.
What?
Let's take a break before she tells her story.
Hey, great idea. Y'all stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You got to hear this. It's exciting.
seated at the table, but before we began eating, each person had to bow his or her head, and I mean close your eyes, keep it bowed until the prayer was over. Of course, they prayed a long prayer.
Okay.
But it was a good prayer because they prayed for everybody in the family. And during the eating, questions would be asked of the family members. They would talk about their ambition, the day, their chores, and so forth. Of course, it was very important that we did our chores in the house. But it learned me how to accept hard work.
Okay.
It's very important that you know how to accept hard work, that it is not a surprise to you when you have to do something hard, because I learned it very young. So it teaches me also to set goals in life. And there are different type of goals. There are short goals and long goals.
Wow.
And so I realized my long goals were trying to get a college education. But the short goals were trying to get through school to get to that point where I can get a college education. But my grandparents gave me a good foundation of how to survive. Although we did not have much, we survived. And it's important that the young people understand that nothing comes easy, that you really have to work for it.
Very good.
Yes,
And I think
yes.
everyone that's listening, I think you should start getting your family together,
Yes,
sitting at the table like we used to do and eat together.
yes,
And we need to start planning what we want to do.
yes.
Elder Colleytown, very brief, and you always say it. We have the what?
We have everything we need.
Thank you.
Right within us.
We have the resource.
Yes.
And we want to thank you for coming aboard the Elder Colleytown production. Elder Colleytown, again, give yourself a plug. What is it actually that's taking place here in the Union Heights? And I think it's excellent, and you all need to get involved, because we don't want and we don't need any more of our youth to go astray.
Right, right. Well, we're in Union Heights, and we have the Tech Up Setup program, where the elders are sharing their wisdom with the young people, and the young people are sharing that technology. We're doing traditional stuff like teaching them how to do quilting, painting, cooking, doll making, and many other things. And this is just the beginning, because we don't plan just to do this. We are going to produce and take it to the market.
I thank you. And AC is full support of this. This is Elder Colleytown's project, but we work hand in hand together because we want to make a difference. Stay tuned. We're going to take a break, but we'll be right back with one of your superstars from the past.
that the hole in the wall? Is that the hole in the wall? Is that the hole in the wall? Is that I'm gonna take my last $2 and I ain't gonna spend it on nothing else, baby. Right here, this little bit I got right here. Say, I'm gonna rock, I'm gonna roll all night long. I'm gonna rock, I'm gonna roll all night long. I'm gonna rock, I'm gonna roll.
As we said before we went on break, we had a superstar. And Elder Colleytown, since this is your sister, I would like for you to not introduce, but present to our viewing audience who she is, and I'm going to allow her to stir up the audience today.
I know.
And I was told that she's going to do a song.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know, this is my sister.
Hi.
Yes, hi, Tommy.
Hey,
You know,
Tommy.
I call her Miss Green
Yeah,
because,
that too.
yes, her name is Thomasina Green, and she was on PL for many years. And I'm proud to say this is my sister. I've learned a lot from her. I learned courage from her because I was always a shy little girl.
She
But-
has courage.
Yeah, she does. She does. So, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to some, and to some already know, Tommy Green of Tommy Nightlife.
Thank you so very much, my sister.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be in the middle of things.
Well, you know, number one, you know, we're just glad to have you here on
Thank
AC
you so-
Funtime
thank you.
Superstar, the Baby Boomers. We're glad that you came to the Tech Up Setup project, and we're going to move this forward. And I know that you have something you want to say to the
I
audience.
tell you what, brief. Could you take our viewing audience back to the days?
Yes.
WPL. You know, this is Thomasina.
Tommy Green, WPAL. I thank for the support, the Chronicle newspaper, and everyone. And Arthur, you know how you go. You are something else. But I truly enjoyed myself here today, Carly. I see a lot of things that we can do, and that what we are doing, and it's not about the amount of people. It's who are here and who are supposed to be here. So I just give blessings unto you and God's blessing that we will be able to do what we've got to do, because we are the ones to set the pace. And we are right here at the Calvary Senior Citizen. And I thank God for this opportunity.
Thomasina, would you not say that this is a much needed
Very
project?
much needed thing, because I think about myself on my road, my journey of life, things that I wanted to do. It really was no leadway. I really wanted to be a jazz singer.
Okay.
And I didn't really have that help, but I did have one person. His name was Cypress Garvin, and he was a music teacher, I think, over at Hot Gap, and he'd also worked with James Brown. So he saw where I was coming from, but you know, I trial and error by going the very but you heard that
But it wasn't
by
the time.
going though, was
It wasn't the time.
Right, that's an
But
important
now
thing.
is
It's
the time, and
Right,
this
right,
is
right.
a place
Right.
that if you're listening, if you're viewing this show, you would want to contact Elder Colleytown or some of the people that she mentioned, because you need to get your youth involved in this. Because I said
Definitely.
before, we don't need to lose any more of our youth. We've had enough of the tragedy, and we've gone backwards for too long. Here's a train headed 95. I advise you to get on.
How about, let's go Route 10.
Route 10, I'd like to stay on 95.
Route 10, I like Route 10.
Elder Colleytown,
Route 10 is
what
all
do I
right.
always say?
He said, stay on 95 and you'll get what you're supposed to.
Stay out the rest
I
area.
tell you what, that's right, stay out the rest area. I heard
Stay off the
that.
side road.
Right,
Stay focused.
right,
And whatever you want, you're running right into it.
right. And
May
yet-
not be what you want, be what you need.
All right, and you know what's coming up?
What?
The superhighway, all the way from Mexico to Charleston, South Carolina.
Well, we got to get on the superhighway. Thomasina, we would like to thank you for coming on the show.
Okay.
And I was told before you leave, you're going to do a number for us.
Okay, let's do a little small number.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. You don't want to miss this.
I'm gonna rock, gonna roll. I've been rocking all night, baby, oh Lord, to save my doggone soul. Oh, if you leave my red rooster sitting on the man. Hey, if you leave my red rooster sitting on the man. There's no peace in my till they wanna rock. They're gonna rock, they're gonna roll, roll, till the life just let them start.
If you've got Comcast C2, tune in every Friday night at 12:30 and again Saturday morning at 9:30 for the AC Funtime television show.
If you have talent and would love to be on the show, contact Arthur Chisholm 843-200-4487 or Elder Carlingtown 843-735-2189.
Look here, are you having an event, gospel or R&B? Need a band, a DJ, or videographer? Contact Arthur Chisholm, Facebook.
Or Elder Carlingtown on Facebook.
Please subscribe to AC Funtime TV on YouTube.
AC Funtime Comcast C2, 12:30 Friday night, 9:30 Saturday morning.
Be there.
All aboard.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing.
Come on.
Spread your wings and take to the sky.
Sing.
Until that morning, you have nothing to bear, my love.
It's great.
'Cause Daddy and Mama standing by. Come by here, Lord, come by here. Come by, Lord, come by here. I said, whoa, come by here.
She was very, very popular back during the 60s. In fact, that's what we're going to talk about right here with this young superstar sitting here in the middle. In fact, when I heard her, when she first started to talk, I began to say to myself, I said, Elder Collie, what she's talking about is the exact same thing that we're doing on the show. Because, you know, on the AC Funtime Superstar, what we do, what do we call it, Elder Collie Town?
We call it the castor oil and the honey.
Thank you now.
All right. I know my job.
See, actually, I'm gonna tell the story. I love to tell
You know
the story.
that, yeah.
When I was a little boy, my mother used to give me castor oil, and I wouldn't take it because it was nasty. But she was wise. She would put honey in it, and then I thought it was some kind of syrup or something sweet.
Oh, no.
And I would take it, and after she'd just turn and walk away, and I would take it and it'd get down in my stomach, and I'd taste that nasty castor oil. But tomorrow, I'd be passing a worm, and I was no longer sick. Well, we take that same concept and we use it in the AC Funtime Superstar. What we do, we provide you with good, clean, I said clean, positive entertainment. We call that the honey. Then we come along and give you some castor oil. That's information. And that's what this young princess, this superstar, is going to give to you today, because she started talking about the fact that we need to tell the story.
Yes.
And I said to myself, that's exactly what's happening. The chain, the link has been broken because we don't know the story.
Yes.
We don't know what our ancestors went through, and we are taking things for granted.
I talked about my time with my great-grandmother, a grandmother and a mother living in the same house and how I was brought up. And what I'm seeing today, there is a disconnection between the families. We do not share our love for one another. There's not a closeness that I had when I was coming up. Although we were very poor, we had that connection within the family. But it showed that love among the families. Then they would talk about your day. What's your ambition? What are your dreams?
Yes.
What do you plan to do for the future? How are you going to get there? But their main point was education. You needed to get that education. And I was very concerned because we were so poor. But my great-grandmother said they will not be like this always. You need to get an education.
Let me give you some good advice.
Tears her apart. They was just a floating.
But more importantly, I'm a black man who grew up very similar to the older gentlemen here who have been presented so far. I'm a young guy from Brunswick, Georgia. I grew up in a single parent home. My mother made $400 a month, working pretty much as hard as anyone else I've ever seen with very little pay. And the gentleman was speaking about unions and how that benefits. Well, for her, there was no union. They just paid you what you had and you had no other choice. I grew up sewing my shoes together when they had holes in them. I didn't have cardboard, but I had thread that I sewed together. And I'm a young guy. This was in the early 90s and late 80s that I went through this. This is not something that has changed much. These guys, 50s, 60s, 70s. I'm an 80s, 90s guy. So I don't want the young people here to be under the impression that things have changed. The facade is there. You know, you're supposed to have the same opportunity as everyone else, but you still don't. So when you're growing up and you come in and say, okay, what do I want to be in life? Who do I want to be? What do I want to be a part of? Also, you got to think of what are those challenges that I'm going to have. Don't go through this life feeling as if you're going to make these goals because you're smart. I was a straight A student. I was at the top of the class. You understand? But I still had teachers telling me that I was a lucky guy. You know, I didn't do well because I was smart. I did well because I was lucky at taking standardized tests. This is what I faced in my era, which is your era. So when you go, don't let it get you down. Because the brick wall is still there. You're still black, you're still the #1 target here in this country. So be ready for it. You know, and when you go through this life, be ready for this brick wall, because you're going to have to go over it, go through it, go around it, but you got to get there. This gentleman mentioned something about failure. I have 3 sons. They're 9, 7, and 6, and I teach them every day there's only one failure. There's only one failure that exists in this life, and that's the person who fails to try. As long as you put that effort forward, whether you get there or not, you're not a failure. You just got to figure out a way to get to this goal. Okay? This is how this works. There's 2% of people in this country that are black men that are from America that are physicians. That means I do what I do. It's only 2%. Out of every 100 physicians that you have in this country, 2 of them are black. That's it. You telling me you guys don't have the mindset to do what I do? To do what these gentlemen have done, to become engineers, to become lawyers? All you have is the athletic ability to become a football player, basketball player. It's nonsense. But we're failing to teach you guys that you can do this. You come from a great lineage. You got the heritage right here. You have the heritage in your history. You have Egyptians. These people have done something that no one else has done. Don't let them trick you and think that Egyptians were fair-skinned people. They were not. Egypt is the land of Kemet. Kemet, if you look it up, means the land of blackness. That's what it is. Till this day, we as a people, as a race, have done something that no one else can do. Build a pyramid with all the technology, with all the information they have, with all the exploration they do of the pyramids, trying to figure this thing out. They can't do it. So don't forget, your greatest asset is your heritage and your mind. You guys are geniuses, you're brilliant, but you gotta put the effort there. You know, you can spend 30 hours a day, or it's an exaggeration, but you're playing and you're practicing and you're doing your moves and you're dribbling the basketball. All you need to do is put half that time in studying. And your mind, it will progress to places you'll never be. I make a good living. I'm not a millionaire, But there's nothing that I want that I can't have because of the money that I have made. But I'll never make $20 and $30 million. That's not what a success is, guys. Success is not having a Rolls Royce. Success is having the means, no matter what you do, sanitation or whatever, to take care of the family that you brought into this world. If you've done that, you're a success. But you also have to remember that your responsibility as a black male, which we're losing in our community as a black male, is to help with the other black males. We need to help one another. But we also need to listen to one another. Because even as adults, we all have hard-headed and stubborn, and we think our ways are the right way. Morehouse is a school that I never heard of, and I grew up in Brunswick, Georgia. Never heard of the school before in my life. I get to Morehouse College and meet a dean named Dr. Blocker. He said, "What do you want to do? What are you good at?" I said, "I'm good at everything." He started laughing, he chuckled. I said, "Oh, well, I'll tell you what, you're going to be a physician." That day, he wrote out a 4-year plan for me. He said, "If you do this, I'll guarantee you get into medical school anywhere you want to go." I did everything he said. Was it a choice of mine to be a physician? I didn't go there with that intention. Was it a choice of mine to go to Morehouse College? Never heard of it. So I can't take any credit. I can take responsibility, but no credit. Because I still had to do the work to get there. But you got to understand that that's what this is about. This whole forum, is about taking responsibility and understanding how you get there. Everybody has said that. Everything you're going to hear is about a struggle. Everything you've heard is about taking responsibility and working towards that goal to get there. That's the key. There's no substitution. There is none. And to help get there, you have to be spiritually willing to listen. Well, that's it. It's not a whole thing about being the greatest religious person you can ever be. It's about being a spiritual person to be able to accept what is there for you. I'm not a perfect person. Neither of these gentlemen probably are. There's only one being that is perfect, and that's God. We're going to make mistakes, but don't let it destroy you. Don't make the mistake that's going to destroy your life. Think. Use the brain that you have. Listen to the people who said things to you. And you don't have to learn from the mistake yourself. I've made them, so I'll teach them to you. You avoid those mistakes. And then the ones you've made, you help others avoid. So it's just remember, we have a responsibility to one another. We've lost that. But as young people, you got to understand that we're not trying to prevent you from having fun in life. We're trying to have you to have a successful life. However means we can. Okay? I thank you guys for the opportunity.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby.